Great risings. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you already know the deal, this is Rated Z TV. You are here with XTC the creator. And I'm just lighting some Palo Santos right now to clear the vibes, clear the energy, set the tone, the atmosphere for the reading. So I wanted to switch the reading up a little bit. This is a raw reading. No intro, no outro, no editing. And I'm using these readings just to channel messages a little narrower than a broad message, a general message, but using the cards to navigate what type of message that I'm going to share. So, if I stare off topic, bear with me. But we will get to the moral of the message. Okay, so what situation should we chat about today? What is the circumstance in the situation? Okay. And we're working with energy right now, disclaimer. So this can be happening to you, someone around you, someone you know. It may be happening to you right now. It may happen to you. It may occur to you in the near future, or it may have happened in the past. Like I said, it's energy. So apply the message where it resonates and leave the rest for someone else, or keep it in mind, because who knows, it might just come in handy later on. You ever came into some information and it wasn't time for you to use it, but when it was time, you remembered what you needed to know? And maybe a situation like that. So let's see. The situation at hand. Or flip these two cards that came out. Bring it back. I'm gonna put those back. If it was meant to come out again, it surely will. What is the situation at hand? What do the people need to talk about or need to hear about? What do we need to know about in this video? What is the situation at hand? What is the message for this video? Not being able to see the future clearly, or your own future. Oh, the Justice card came out again, y'all. Okay, this time it came up upright. It's giving me the vibe. It's giving me the vibe of you knowing that things are going to change, but you don't see the change. You're not seeing the change. You're not seeing the justice in the situation. So it makes you second guess what's going on, if you're on the right track in life. What else about this situation? Okay, maybe some circumstances were put in place in your life. Some circumstances were put in place in your life for you to grasp the concept and take that lesson along with you on your journey. And you had to go through those lessons first before you can get to where you want to get, because that lesson is going to shape and transform you into the type of person that can thrive in the situation or the circumstance or the environment where you see yourself, where you want to be. So you had to go through these lessons, but the lessons, you know, as most lessons are, were kind of painful. But ultimately, you know, the lesson shaped you to become the person that you need to be in order to thrive and live and exist in that environment and sustain that environment. That's like when you win Say you just won $1 million randomly, but your mindset is not a millionaire, so you don't know how to save and invest your money and multiply your money. You just start spending. Eventually, you won't be a millionaire anymore because you spent it all. So the lessons that you had to learn in private help to shape you. It's helping to shape you for where you want to be. The Four of Wands. Now, when you had Three of Wands and you didn't have that four, it's because you were grabbing up your wands to create that passageway for yourself to vibrate on that frequency of the reality that you desire. What else about this situation? I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing at all. We all have to, the Hermit card. We all have to take time and search deep within ourselves. Search through the darkness to find the actual light, our authentic self. And when we search within for that light, that is when we can, when we discover that light within ourselves, and we can recognize it, and we can tap into it whenever we feel like it. That is when your life will change, because now you're aware of yourself. Now you're self-conscious of your existence and your being, and you at the most authentic foundation of creation. If this is making sense, y'all, just when you have self-awareness and you know who you are, it's a total game changer, because now it's like, okay, it's like two people walking into a store. One person has the awareness that they're just a human walking to the store, but another person has the awareness that they are an infinite being walking into the store, and this store was placed here by somebody else's will for life, somebody else's will that wanted this store to be here, and it affects you as well. This store being here affects you, and you're aware of that. It affects you physically, where you can come to this store and get stuff. It affects you mentally, whereas if the store wasn't here, what would be here? If the store wasn't here, it affects you environmentally, where if the store wasn't here, there would be more land, and we wouldn't have to buy foods from the store. It would just be land where you would plant your own food and eat it without paying money for it. Like, what is money? But back to what I was saying, if I can digress now. The awareness of self, which you attain through lessons. Each experience in life is a lesson for you to withhold, attain, grasp it, and grasp that lesson, and apply it to yourself, apply it to your life. And those little changes of you applying these different lessons to your life will get you to where you want to be, because ultimately you desire a specific reality, but for the reality to shape, it has to come from within. As within, so without. So you have to change yourself first in order to see change in your reality. So when you dive deep into yourself, right? That's the energy of this card. Diving deep into yourself to find your light. Now, on the outside, you are the Star card, the energy of the Star card, where you can shine your light bright from within. It's a stronger light rather than just shallow confidence on the outside of who you think you are. Now it's a deep-rooted confidence that shines bright and is not only seen, but it is also felt. Okay. Wow. Well, anything else from this deck? Anything else right away? There's also like, oh, okay. So there's also like more wands and the Sun card. There's also, how can I describe it? There's also like a movement, whereas not just small life events, your everyday to day in the present moment. Well, yes. Apologies, y'all. Your everyday in the present moment choices and how you're vibrating in the present moment, like how you're feeling about life, how you're feeling about yourself. This also affects your manifestation and your progress within life. I'll say manifestation because it's a little broad for me in definition, but really your progress in life and where you see yourself. If you have an idea of where you want to be in life, where you see yourself and where you want to go. So that's why I'd like to call it manifestation, because ultimately you're manifesting your best life. So your progress is also determined on how you feel in the present moment. What type of vibration, what type of frequency are you vibrating on in the present moment? How are you feeling about your life? Do you feel like you're making progress? Do you feel like, things are going great? Questions you have to ask yourself. But being in the present moment and being thankful, because you create the atmosphere. If you can say, well, I'm a better person than I was yesterday, and the week before that, and the month before that, and the year before that. So yes, I am making progress. It's all about the journey. Remember, never the destination. And the journey is within. It's the journey back to yourself. Journey back to yourself. It is not the journey to success and fame and fortune. It's the journey back to self. And when you come to know self, you will have attained fortune and prosperity and abundance that no amount of money can put a price on. This is internally something that no one can afford with money. This is internally whereas if you don't have it internally, you just don't have it. If you didn't cultivate that inside yourself, then you just don't have it. It's not something that you could buy from somebody who may have it or you think may have it. You can't buy it from anybody. It's either you have it for yourself or you just don't have it. Period. And you just have to work on yourself to get it. But like I said, we're always working on ourselves. We're always evolving. You just have to do that inner work. And journey back to yourself. Yeah, you just have to journey back to yourself. Well, this is not the card I wanted to show y'all the Hermit card again. The guy holding the little light candle. But yeah, when this card came out and I put it back in the camera because I wanted to tell you guys that, you're journeying faster than you think you are. While you're in the present moment and you are aware and you're conscious of your evolution, you're conscious of how far you've come in this lifetime, how you have changed, how your mindset, how your awareness has changed. Are you more aware of your surroundings? Do you see through the veil of illusions? Do you see through the system? Do you see who you truly are? Do you know that you're not your body and you are a spiritual being inside this physical body to experience this physical realm here on earth? Like, these are things that you know and that you apply to your life, and this is how you live your life. So you walk in the talk, you walk in the walk, and you talk in the talk, but you also walk in the walk. And because you're talking the talk and you're walking the walk, your actions, you're talking the talk, you're walking in the walk, so your outcomes are now reflecting what you believe yourself to be and who you are. I hope that made sense. The sun. And now you're just living your best life because you know who you are at the most authentic. The sun card. I love it. All right. Now, in the situation, I gotta get back to the situation. All right. In the situation where you can't see your progress, you can't see if you're making progress towards your life and towards your end goal, you also have to dissect what your end goal means. Like, where are you trying to be? Like, what do you think your destination is in this journey to self? What do you believe, or what do you believe your destination is? Because if your destination is to be rich and just, you know, have like 10 houses or whatever, not to say that that's like a bad thing, but if that's like what you really value out of this life, then you won't be happy, because you could get rich and you could have 10 houses, but what's to stop? Like, what's gonna satisfy you from the 10th house to the 11th house to the 12th house to the 15th car? Like, what satisfies you? It has to come from within. That satisfaction has to come from within. It's something money cannot buy. Our society tells us that money is just the most desirable thing that you can have. Insecurity and release. Okay. Perfection. Yeah, okay. I'll work with it. Actually, I'm not gonna work with it. Sorry, y'all, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna work with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the question one more time, and if those cards were meant to come out again, then they will. But yeah, what? Because I don't believe I asked the question when I shuffled the cards. I was chatting. All right. Victim. The card that said victim. Ooh, isolation came out too. Ooh, okay. That makes sense for this reading, but in a situation where you can't see the progress, ooh, the growth. The growth. Bittersweet. Oh, the bittersweet growth. Bittersweet growth. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Completion. Completion. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. When you're learning these lessons and when you're learning these lessons and you're integrating it into your life, the different experiences, they shape who you are. And it is that growth, and it's so important to be aware of that growth and have compassion with yourself. And as you grow through these different experiences, like life it's a journey. It's a roller coaster. So yeah, definitely realize your growth and reflect on it. The bittersweet moments of, you know, when things were a different way. When things were a different way, and how you used to handle situations, how you handle them now. Like, you had to go through the growth, the bittersweet growth, in order for the completion. In order for the completion. Let me hold it up so y'all can really, really see it. Do y'all see the completion card though? It's like, the caption is, not the caption, the picture is, it's showing a different take on completion, like the life circle, and you know, they passed, whoever passed, but they're still with her, it's with spirit. But what this picture also gives me is like, you know, that growth and that cycle, that completion where you become another person. You're still yourself, but you're a better version of yourself, and the way you handle situations are not how you handle them anymore, because you have expanded your awareness and you have expanded your consciousness of yourself. Whereas now that you know yourself, you know how yourself would react or observe or handle a situation. So that automatically, that changes the reality around you, because a situation whereas you, before, you thought you were a very tough person and you were very short-tempered, and a small situation would get you heated up and cause you to want to do something extreme. The same situation, now you choose to just observe from a higher standpoint. You chose to not get upset. You chose to actually forgive the person who would have potentially got you upset. You're not even mad. You're actually chilling. Alright, I'm going to pull from one deck and then we're going to wrap it up. One last deck. The Next World Tarot. I'm going to pull one card just to tie. I'm not going to take this card though. I'm not going to take that card because I asked a question. I feel like I shouldn't take the card unless the question has been asked. Like, yeah, I'm shuffling, but I was chatting about everything. It wasn't focus intent. So yeah, what was the question again? Okay. Okay. Last card or message to sum up this reading, or advice. Final messages to sum up this reading. Patience. I heard patience. Patience with yourself, definitely. Compassion for self as well. Take it easy, like, take your time. Take your time with life. We won't get these moments back. There'll be another moment, but you won't get this moment back. This moment has came and gone. It's essential to the hell. I don't know about this card, y'all, but I'm gonna read it still and see what it says, what it's talking about. Ten of Swords. I don't know, y'all. I'm not jacking this card. I'm not feeling it. Alright, it's going back in. But yeah, it's essential. It's essential to congratulate yourself on how far you've come. Period. Survival. Now we talking. This card make more sense. This card makes way more sense. I might still read that other card though, just because it came out. You see how I feel after reading about the 5 of Swords. This is the Next World Tarot, by the way. 5 of Swords. Alright. It says, in the next world, the 5 of Swords is a response to betrayal and abandonment, a symbol of resistance and a symbol of survival, amidst an uncompromising anti-earth society. She's powerful and stealthily upholding chaos and division, but only when it means silencing the oppressor. The 5 of Swords is the act of believing in a just cause while your co-conspirators, higher-ups, or supposed allies align with the other side for the sake of power. It's a moment of seeking resolution by not engaging in a project that hurts your core. The 5 of Swords asks you to walk the path of respect and humanity. This may cause you to lose your family, your friends, and your community if they stand for racism, transphobia, ableism. Apologies if I butchered that. Or whatever value system challenges your safety. The 5 of Swords asks you to challenge stability in order to find safety. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that tied in together with this reading, but take it how it applies. Maybe that was a message for somebody else who will watch this video whenever it's time for them to watch it. I'm actually gonna read that 10 of Swords and see what that was about, because it did come out. So let's see what that was about. 10 of Swords. This is the final straw, and the 10 of Swords is exhausted from counting. They have lost themselves over and over in the name of love, self-worth, trauma, post-traumatic stress, healing the body from abuse, healing the mind from manipulation, and unwarranted non-stop loss. The 10 knows healing. They studied it, have been offered power, candles, bracelets, and messages from their ancestors through the local prophets who run their favorite botanica. They are listening, but they are stuck, proving to their community that while they have known power, they have known pain they don't deserve. The 10 of Swords asks you to trust your pain, own your suffering, and don't deny yourself of the care you deserve from self and the validation from your community. That validation is the root of safety. The 10 of Swords believes now is the time to ask your people for safety. Okay. Wow, that wasn't what I was expecting it to be. But that was pretty powerful. Well, I hope that this message has inspired you in some type of way, has brought you some type of guidance. In any type of way. I think I'm gonna call this video, I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll both see. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Love and light in everything that you do, and till next time, keep it cool.